Well, good morning, everyone. I think we're going to go ahead and get started with today's webinar. I want to welcome you all to today's featured topic through our NAU Country Connection webinar series, where today we are going to be talking about the NAU Country's agent portal, where we are going to be checking out our portal's robust engine, sleek user interface, and strategic business management tools. And I am happy to be your host today. My name is Skalsky, and I'm a specialist on the IT marketing and training team. All right, let's talk about our agenda. And really what we're going to be doing today is doing a good overview of all that the agent portal has to offer, and we'll be diving deep into certain areas. First of all, we're going to talk about, of course, how you can get started with the agent portal, how you can access it. After that, we'll talk about how you can navigate the home page, and that's going to include a little bit of a deep dive into the message center, the quick links, as well as homepage buttons and drop-down menus. From there, we are going to explore the My Farmers area of the portal, which is just chock full of great information. So once we're in there, we will talk about how you can search for a farmer or a policy there. And then from there, once you find your farmer or your policy, we'll talk about how you can view and manage your farmer's policy and account-related details, including policy information, field insights, easy view weather, policy documents, as well as loss notice and claims details. All right, so with that, I am going to get out of my slides here. And we are going to talk about how you can access the agent portal. We also have a farmer portal, but of course, yes, today we're talking about the agent portal. All right, so what I'm going to first do is just explain how you log in. So here I am on NAU Country's website, just www.nau.com, and this is our homepage. And to log in, you simply just have to click this big button that says Agent Portal Login. Now, once we get to the login page, all you need to do is type in your username and your password. Now, if you already have a username and password and you can't remember one of the two, no problem, we have you covered. You can simply click Forgot Username or Forgot Password, and you can get those retrieved for you so you can go ahead and log back in. However, if you get to this page and you realize you've never been issued a login for the agent portal, well, you've also come to the right place, because right down here, there is a link that says, "Don't have an account? Register today." So to register, you simply click this link, and it's going to bring you out to a registration form. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you how you get started with that, starting with making this selection. So here it's going to ask you what type of account you would like to register for. And as I mentioned accidentally just a moment ago, we of course do have a farmer portal, so that would be a policyholder account. But of course, to get access to the agent portal, you simply select agency on this screen. And now it's going to take you into that form. And I'll show you the fields you do need to fill out to get issued a username and password. It's some pretty basic information. And then down here, you also can let us know what you want access to. So if it's just literally the agent portal, you select this checkbox. But if you also need access to EasyWriter Pro, you certainly can go ahead and check that box as well. Once you hit the submit button, that form's going to be submitted to our internal team, and then you will receive an email thereafter with your username and password. Once you have that, that's going to allow you to not only log in here to the agent portal, but also it will allow you to log into NAU Country Mobile with the same username and password. All right, so let me just go back home here. And I already have a login, so I don't need to register. So I'm just going to get back to where I can input my username and password. And I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And we're going to take a look at the home page of the agent portal. All right, so here on the home page, your initial view will consist mainly of the message center, as well as these handy quick links, which we're going to talk through. But of course, you also can see what I like to call the big blue buttons. And those are kind of front and center here, and they give you easy access to some of the most common places and areas that agents tend to need to go once they've logged into the agent portal. So we're going to briefly take a peek at these, although we're going to be diving deeper into a lot of these as we go along, some of which though I will cover right away. So the first big blue button you can see here says Easy Writer Pro, and it's going to give you access just to that. So if I click there, it's literally going to bring me into Easy Writer Pro's, into Citrix's storefront, which is of course how you access Easy Writer Pro. And I do need to just sign in here. Oh, and I recently did update my password, so hey, this will just go ahead and take me right in to the storefront. Now I'm here, I can go ahead and access Easy Writer Pro lickety split. So that is how I can access, Easy Writer Pro if I'm inside of the agent portal. Of course, you can always access Easy Writer Pro separate from the portal if that's something you would like to do as well. Let me just, sorry, I clicked a button I shouldn't have, but that's okay. I can get right back to where we were. There we go. All right, so that's the Easy Writer Pro access option. Next to that, you see My Farmers. Now, this is an area we are definitely going to explore in detail in a little bit, but this is where you can go to literally see a list or search for a farmer, and then you can drill down and get to the policy level for them. And from there, you can even go deeper into their policies, check out coverages and policies, and a whole bunch of other things that, again, I promise we're going to be covering here a little later on. For now, I'm just going to navigate back to the home page. All right, the next button you see here is Field Insights. So if you know you just need to log in and you really want to check out the Field Insights view for any of your farmers' policies, you certainly can go ahead and check or click this button, and it's going to let you go ahead and just search via last name or business name or policy number to go ahead and view that farmer's policies Field Insights view. Now from here, you also can go to Field Insights dashboard if you would like, which just gives you a couple more options. And now we are going to talk a little bit more about Field Insights once we get a little bit deeper into the webinar. Actually, once we do take the time to dig into the My Farmers area, once you actually go to My Farmers and go down to a policy level for a farmer, you actually have quick access to just click and go to their Field Insights view right from there as well. So kind of multiple ways that you can navigate to Field Insights. This is just one way that you can do it quickly and easily. Another option you have is to access our Precision Farming dashboard. So if I select that, that's exactly where it's going to take me here. And this usually just takes a second to pull up. Now, once the Precision Farming dashboards appears, this is going to allow you to view the Precision Farming file uploads area, acreage reports, and production reports for your farmer. So, tons of information there. We'll talk a little bit more about this later on. Easy View Weather, also, by the way, if I click this, is just going to take me in and allow me to search for, again, a policy using a last name or business name or a policy number. And it's going to go ahead and let me just jump right to that particular farmer's policy, Easy View Weather view. Again, we're going to look at this a little bit more in depth once we actually dive into and drill down to a farmer specifically. And then we got commodity market commentary. So I'm just going to click here, show you where this takes us. So under the commodity markets area, and hopefully many of you have heard about our commodity market commentary offerings, this is going to allow you to go ahead and view all those offerings in one easy screen. And it's just going to allow you to access all of these options. And if you haven't taken the time to actually explore this, I certainly encourage you to do so. A lot of great offerings here. And you're going to be able to see information on market fluctuations, price trends, and how it affects you and your farmers and their crop insurance. And so if you don't know about one of these or several of these offerings, come out here when you have time. Each one of these areas, you can go ahead and click more. And it's going to do that. It's going to give you more information. Not only that, it will give you options to view those offerings. And if there's some kind of a subscription process, so you want to go ahead and automatically start receiving, in this case, this is our opening bell phone calls, and these come in automatically to you if you want to register for them. If not, you can certainly come down here and see the last 2 weeks of the calls, and you can download them and listen to them. But nevertheless, here's more information about how you can subscribe and what you need to do to get more information about this particular offering. All right, so those are the big navigation buttons. Now, another area that you can easily use to navigate around is going to be the drop-down menus at the top of the screen, which we are going to explore here more in just a moment. But one thing I like to point out about the main navigation bar at the top of the screen is that it's always typically going to be visible for you. So if you, for example, do navigate to another area of the portal, let's say I was back in the commodity markets area, well, that main navigation bar is always typically going to be at the top of the screen. So it does make it easy for you when you're somewhere else. You don't have to go back to the home page just to click, let's say, to my farmers. You can simply come to the drop down and you're able to navigate to anywhere that you need to go inside of the portal, wherever you may be. All right, now the one or two other main options that you see here right front and center when you log into the home page is you're going to see your message center. And so we're going to explore that next here just a little bit. So the message center here provides quick access to announcements and communications that have been emailed out to you. So if you receive an announcement from us and you're wondering, oh, where is it? I'd like to find that again. I'd like to review the information again. Guess what? You can log right into the agent portal at any time and you can review those messages right here. Now, you can obviously review the subject lines of your messages, but of course you can get a full view of a message just by selecting it right from here, just clicking right on the message title. And it's going to bring us into a full view next. And not only, of course, can you read the full message here, but another advantage to coming into the full view is that you also are going to have a print option that's going to show up here in just a moment, as well as a delete option. So if you ever do have a message out here that you know you've read, you're okay to let it go, you can certainly delete it. But again, you also have the print option here as well. Another thing I like to show here is that once you get into the full view, there's this arrow. And if I click it, it's going to take me into more of a full preview of the message center, if you will. And when I say full preview, I really just mean that there's additional options here. And from here, for example, you've got filtering options, which again could help you locate a particular message. For example, if you know you've read it in the past or maybe it's been unread. You also, by the way, can still filter down to deleted messages. So if you did delete a message and you actually still want to take a peek at it, you're able to do that. You also can come in here and you can mass select messages like I'm doing just by checking them off here. And then you can choose to delete more than one message at a time, or you can also mark messages as unread, which of course can just draw your attention back to them a little bit quicker the next time you log into the message center. Again, it's going to appear unread and maybe remind you, hey, I really wanted to review that message. You also have a search option, which again can be wildly helpful if you know you want to look for a message that was sent out maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, and you remember roughly the title of it or some key words that were involved in the message. Try to search for it using those keywords and hopefully it's going to pop up for you at the top of the search list and let you review that message. So that is a little overview of how you can operate additional options with the Message Center. Now, the screen I was just in, by the way, if you know you just want to go to that bigger preview screen, you can go ahead and click View All, and this option will allow you to do that. All right, now without any further ado, we are going to talk about quick links, but before I do that, I'm actually going to log into our demo system, which just allows me a little bit more freedom to play around and click around. So excuse me while I log out of this super fast. And I'm actually already logged in to the demo system. So you may not have even noticed I did a quick switcheroo, but I'm just here in the agent portal, still have all the options, including the ability to explore these quick links. All right, so quick links, again, are going to give you access to things that you might very easily need quick access to. All right, so first and foremost, you've got quick and easy access to 1099s by selecting this option. Again, it's going to pop up a search view for you. So if you know you need to look up 1099s for a particular farmer of yours, you can search using their full last name or business name. And then if I hover over this question mark icon, oftentimes when you see these in the agent portal, it's going to either let you click to view more information, or when you hover, it will pull up more information. And this just reminds me that you also can actually search using a full policy number. So that's appearing in the help text for you. And now you also can access 1099 documents as well, a couple of other ways, which I'll be pointing out as we go along here today. But one of the ways would be to go ahead into the My Farmers area, and then go ahead and you can search for a policy and then specifically just see their 1099s that way as well. But again, this can save you time just by clicking and searching right away. Below that, you see an eVantage link. This link will bring you to the Agent eVantage login page. Below there, you see E&O Insurance. This is going to bring you out to NAU Country's Errors and Omissions Programs enrollment site, where you can enroll for E&O insurance provided by CalSure. Below that, you see a quick link to view your annual non-disclosure certification. Below that, you also see a link to go to conflict of interest. So this will allow you to be able to log in and view and submit your electronic COI or download a printable version of it at any time. Controlled business certification. This link is going to bring you out also where you can access and log in and view your controlled business certification information. Actuarial documents. This will take you out to RMA's actuarial information browser landing page, where you can look up actuarial information. Now below that, you see Report Center. So there is actually a Report Center inside of the agent portal, similar to what you find in EasyWriter Pro. I'm going to do a more in-depth demo of that here in just a moment. So I'm going to come back to this, but I do just want to point out the last quick link, which is IT System Release and Maintenance Schedule. This is actually a bit of a newer quick link that was more recently put in to the agent portal. And if I select it, it's going to bring you exactly out to what it sounds like, where you can see a schedule of our major releases and basically just explain what you can expect during those major releases, the timing of the releases, and then of course the specific dates for those. So we always like to make sure that you are up to speed when there may possibly be downtime in any of our systems, and major releases is often one of those times. So we like to make you aware of the dates and when those are going to be taking place roughly, which are typically always, late in the evenings. But wanted to point that out. I'm just going to click back here to the home page and we're going to explore the Report Center. All right, so here again, quick links. Here I can click Report Center at any point. Now, similar to EasyWriter Pro in the fact that you are able to easily run some of the most commonly used reports here, although I will say that there's not as many reports offered inside of the agent portal as you do find in EasyWriter Pro, but nevertheless, you're going to find some of the most common, the most popular reports here. So if you're inside of the agent portal and you're thinking to yourself, gosh, I really need to run a certain report, check it out here. That way you don't have to worry about logging into EasyWriter Pro and kind of going away from maybe what you're doing. But anyways, what you do to start off here to find your report is just first select the year that you want to run the report in, and then you've got the drop down here to choose your report. Again, find the report you'd like to run. I'll just run the Livestock Policies Agent report today. And then your report parameters are going to go ahead and pull up next for you in your view. This particular report doesn't have any required parameters, although I am going to go ahead and filter via an agency code. And today I'm just going to be searching for one of our training agencies that we like to use in these types of demos. So I've got that popped in there, and then I just click Generate. Now here inside of the agent portal, the report, as you can see, automatically is going to start to load and generate in a separate browser window, which I find very convenient simply because, like in EasyWriter Pro, sometimes reports take a little while to run. And if it takes a bit to generate, what's nice is that you can easily click back over to the browser screen where you have the agent portal up, and you can do other things. You can navigate back to the home page, go into My Farmers, view a farmer's policy, do whatever you like is the point, and then come back here, and hopefully your report is generated and ready for you to view. Now, navigating a report here that's been generated through the agent portal is very similar to navigating inside of EasyWriter Pro. There's a lot of the same options available to you. For example, you do have the ability to drag a column header here to group by that column. So grouping is something you can do here. And I'm just going to pull that back down. You also have the ability to click and drag and drop columns into different orders. No problem there, just like you can in EasyWriter Pro. You also can sort columns to ascending or descending order. You can do it in one of two ways, by the way. I'm just going to click on my policy column, and that's actually already sorting things. You see the little arrow I'm clicking on. Now you also can right click on a column and also have your sort options. And then over to the upper right-hand corner, you have the ability to click this button to save a report as a custom report if you've made changes to it. Like for example, if I would have kept my grouping and I wanted to save that, I could go ahead and save it as a custom report. You can always delete your custom report if you have saved it as such. The next button over allows you to generate and download a PDF of this report. The next option over allows you to export all of your data from a particular report. And then last but not least, there is a column chooser option, again, just like you find in EasyWriter Pro. So that's going to pull up for you, and typically you can scroll down to see all your column options. And another thing I just like to always point out that oftentimes these reports do have, many default columns, and you may have to come on down to the bottom of the screen and just use the scroll bar to scroll on over to see all the information that is offered. And again, if there's just so many columns here, it's a little bit hard. You don't like the scrolling. Don't forget you can export the reports into a PDF or an Excel file. So keep that in mind. So that's just a little demo of how the Report Center works inside of the agent portal. All right, but now we're going to go ahead and take a look at other ways that you can navigate to various areas and options inside of the agent portal. And we've already explored the big buttons, but let's talk about these drop downs. There are several of them that allow you to navigate to, in some cases, the same areas as the blue buttons allow you to navigate to, but tons of other areas as well. And oftentimes, I think some of these options get overlooked. So first of all, under the Easy Suite drop-down menu, the first option is to navigate to EasyWriter Pro. So just like clicking the big EasyWriter Pro button, you're able to navigate using this drop-down as well to be able to log in to the Citrix storefront and then click and log into EasyWriter Pro from there. Below there, you see EasyWriter Online. This option I'll click because it sounds a little different than maybe what you're expecting to happen, perhaps, but by selecting this option, it's just going to give you another way to dive into the My Farmers area. So just like that, we're back in My Farmers here. Now, yes, indeed, if I wanted to just come right from the home page and click to My Farmers, you again can use the big blue button. Also in the drop down here, you've got easy access to the Report Center. So again, keep in mind that I know that there is a quick link here to the Report Center, but let's say I have clicked to two of My Farmers, and once I'm in here, I decide, I'd really like to go to the Report Center. Well, instead of having to click to the home page, if I remember that there's access in this drop down, I can just come here and boom, go right to the Report Center. And that way I don't have to go back to the home page first. All right, keeping on with the drop down here, we've got Easy Quote. By selecting this option, and I'll go ahead and just do that, it's going to allow me access to standalone Easy Quote and the user documentation to go along with it, if that's something you would like to download and work with at any time. Next on down, you've got Precision Farming. So again, if I wanted to click to the Precision Farming dashboard, much like we did earlier, You would have access here to go ahead and access acreage reports, production reports for your farmers. This is where you could upload files as well, precision farming files, and really just work completely inside of the precision farming dashboard here. Next on down, you do have access to our annual non-disclosure certification if you want to go ahead and access that here as well. There was also a quick link to this, as well as you have access to the conflict of interest area. So again, if you want to log in, fill out your conflict of interest or download a printable copy, you can, as well as you can access your controlled business certification information. And then you also have financial information. Selecting this menu option will allow you to access your financial documents for your agency or agencies. And I'll go ahead and just select this. Once you get out here, you actually have filtering options, as you can kind of see here. And one little special note though about this area, only certain users actually have this option. It is a privilege-based option. And then another area that is also privilege-based is the commissions option. So by selecting this menu option, it'll allow you to access and download your commission statements. And again, there's a way to filter once you get in there and all that good stuff. But again, in certain situations, only certain users have this option. It is, again, privilege-based. All right. Next dropdown, we've got the My Farmers dropdown. So here it really has a lot to do with just that in this dropdown, is accessing your farmer information. So again, we've already clicked to the My Farmers before, but I'll click again. You're probably getting very familiar with this screen if you're not already. Again, we're going to dive deeper into how you navigate in here and all the information you can dig into once we go down to this level. You also have field insights again. So if this is what you want to access real quick, you can come here and you can go ahead and search for a particular farmer and go ahead and view their field insights view for their fields. Easy View Weather, same thing again. You've got the easy way to go ahead and search for a policy and check out their Easy View Weather view for their fields. Documents and forms. So this will allow you to go ahead and search again for a farmer via their last name or business name or their policy number. And this will allow you to access previously generated policy documents for them. So that could be things like their policy provisions, loss guidelines, and other documents. We'll take a closer look at documents and forms that are available once we actually go down a level and explore into the My Farmers area a bit. Loss notice and claims. So this will give you quick and easy access if you know you just need to log in, check out where one of your farmers claims, what status their claim might be in, or actually submit a notice of loss for one of your farmers. So this will just allow you to easily search for that farmer, or you can also use a claim number here. Find that claim, find that farmer, go ahead and submit your NOL or check out where their claim status is. And it's a pretty quick and easy way to do that. And then you do have financials here. And by selecting this menu option, you're able to again search and view actually your farmer's 1099 documents. All right, next door to My Farmers, we find the training drop-down menu, and this menu is just chock full of all different kinds of resources to help you not only learn more information about our systems, but also get information about your training options that you have, certifications and certificates that you have and need access to. So first of all, in the drop-down, you see this registration option, which I'm going to select. This is going to bring you into a full list of all active training opportunities that are currently scheduled by our agency services team. So here you have the ability to obviously see a full list, but you can also filter the options here using a specific date, using the state dropdown, the city dropdown option, or where the CE credits are being offered. So what state the CE credits are being offered for the classes, and it will whittle down the view here. If you, for example, have already registered, or you believe maybe somebody has registered you for a course and you want to double check that you are indeed registered, You can come here and you can say, hey, view my registered classes, and that will show you a list of what you are currently registered for. Or let's say you see a class down here, you maybe want to register for it, you want more information. Find that and just click this link here, more info. That's exactly what this is going to bring you to, is the specific details about the class. And then if you want to register it, you've got a registration button right here. And I'll just take us back to the class list. All right, so that's the registration option. Below that you see exams. And by selecting this menu option, you can see a list of links for available agents or agency exams. Below that, you see exam certificates, excuse me, tongue-tied there, exam certificates. And by selecting this option, it will let you view any completed exam certificates you have earned. And then there's filtering options in there as well. Same thing goes for the training certificates. So you'd be able to also go ahead and see and view your completed training certificates that you've earned. Below that, you see Livestock Training. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and this is actually going to give you a little bit more information about livestock training requirements, but also really what's great about this page is that it's going to also always remind you how you can contact our livestock training team. And so their email address is here, and you can always reach out to them about your training requirements for livestock training. Below that, you see IT product training, and I'm going to select this, and many of you may have already gone out here to register for today's class, for example, but this is where you're going to find trainings that are offered specifically by the IT team or teams, and it's going to be specific trainings typically on our systems. Like today's training is all about navigating the agent portal. And you can see right now what you see listed here primarily is our fall series classes for the Connection webinars, but also you can oftentimes find the next listing for our NAU country, the aftermath webinars that are one of our, commodity resource offerings that our very own Rich Morrison offers on a monthly basis. So you'll oftentimes find his webinars out here that you can register for as well. But I always like to point this out, even though I know many of you have come out here and registered already for, again, maybe today's class, but maybe somebody else registered for you, or maybe you received our announcement and you used the direct link just to go to the registration page. Well, this is where you can go if you'd like to find it by just logging yourself into the agent portal, click by click, and coming here and then selecting a course from there. All right, next you have IT training and resources. By selecting this option, it's going to actually just take you out where there's one page just chock full of information on continuing education classes, IT product training, and also our training request form will be out there. Also access to our agent help library, YouTube videos, tips and tricks, and basically it's just a nice landing page that has an overview of all IT training and resources offered in one place. Now, one of those offerings is indeed our help library, and I'm going to go ahead and click and select this. This is going to indeed bring you into where you can locate a variety of different types of documents. For example, user guides that will allow you to download, print, save, whatever you like to go ahead and get information about step-by-steps of operating our many systems. Also is going to have things like different types of documents, PowerPoint sometimes for different trainings are listed here, quick guides, all kinds of resources. Now, there is quite a long list here, and as you can see, there is 5 pages full of lots of documents. So you might come out here and think to yourself, I know what I'm looking for. Great. I roughly know the document title or some keywords involved in the document I'm looking for. Great. Go ahead and use the search option to search using some of those words to help you find the exact document you're looking for. Or if you're coming out here and just because you know you'd like a user guide, let's say on the agent portal or on Easy Quote, you can come here and use the All Systems drop down, and you can go ahead and you can narrow down your view using these options. So let's say I'm going to choose agent portal. Now, That didn't whittle things down too much for me, but you can also use some of these other filtering options in conjunction with one another. So for example, you can also search using crop cycles and plans. Or in my case, maybe I know that I want a user guide on the agent portal. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to choose user guide. And just like that, the list got a lot shorter. And now boom, one of the top options here is the agent portal user guide. I can click. Again, it's going to download a PDF copy of it for me. And then I can go ahead and either just save that to my desktop to always have access to it, or I can print it, whatever you'd like. It will be yours forever. All right, I'm going to clear that out. And we're going to go back to the drop down here and talk about the next resource, which is tips and tricks. I'm going to come here and show you what this looks like. I know many of you are aware of our tips and tricks, have come out here, which is great. But for those that haven't, or maybe you're not always sure how to find the tips and tricks, this is where you go to find helpful articles on using NAU country systems. And now, yes, like our documentation in our help library, there are many, 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 many pages of tips and tricks, but there is a way for you to search or use a category option here as well. Now, you can always come up here and use the search option found up here in the top navigation bar. By searching using a keyword or a phrase, not only will this search option search all of our resources here like tips and tricks, but it will also search our help library for documents and other areas of the agent portal, but it will also search resources that are posted out on our website. So the search option is vast, and it actually searches many areas all at once. But if you know for sure you want to find a tips and tricks, maybe it's something that someone else has mentioned to you, or you just have a feeling that there is a tips and tricks on something you need a little bit more information on, I encourage you to use this drop down and check out all the different categories that we have available to you. So maybe you don't even have a specific tips and tricks in mind, but you have a topic that you want more information on. For example, like easy quotes. You can come here and automatically the screen is going to whittle down and just show you the easy quote tips and tricks that we have. Hey, this is a great one to start with, getting started for a new year of quoting with easy quotes. I click on it, and just like that, it brings me in. And as you can see, our tips and tricks have screenshots, lots of good information, and oftentimes at the bottom of our tips and tricks, there might be links to other resources as well. Or I can just click simply back here to the tips and tricks screen. One other thing I'd like to point out here at the bottom of this list is training suites. So this is a great option that, again, is going to allow you to look for resources for a particular topic. And so let me just show you what I mean. I'm going to click training suites, and each one of these training suites or topics that you see listed here, when you select them, and I'll just go into the crop hail training suite, let's say, this is not just going to bring me into one tips and tricks, it's going to bring me into a landing page where we have all the resources, or all the main resources that we have around this one particular topic, so around crop hail. So for this particular training suite, you can see we've got a getting started area, which is going to actually link you out to some documents. These are some recordings that we have of webinars that have been done in the past about crop hail. You've got all kinds of sales and quoting resources. You've got your crop hail applications, billing, maps and notifications, alerts. And then down at the bottom here, you do see additional resources that we link you out to, including user guides, additional related videos, and all kinds of other information. So when in doubt and you're looking for a particular tips and tricks, I really encourage you to come out here, use the drop downs, check out different categories, or if nothing else, go to the training suites area and see if we have a training suite around a topic that you want more information on. All right, here we go. Next on down, I do want to just show you our video library as well. Now this is actually going to push you out to YouTube, but it's going to bring you directly in to our YouTube channel. Now we do have a lot of videos out here, and as always, I have some tips as to how you can find more specifically what you're looking for. First of all, you can always use the search option right here, and by searching using this option, that's basically right below NAU Country's name and logo, it's going to allow you just to search the videos here in our YouTube channel. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, there's a search option up here. And don't get me wrong, I sometimes do this myself. I go here and I search for something. Now, this search is going to actually search all of YouTube. And so you're going to maybe come up with videos that don't have anything to do with NAU country or our systems. So again, if you use the icon right here, it's going to just search our YouTube channel. Now, additionally, though, you have other options here. There's different categories of videos that we have out here. So you can see up here, you see uploads. So these are going to show some of the most recently uploaded videos. You come down a little bit further, it's going to show you our NAU country webinars, specifically recorded like today's webinar, for example. But we also have these playlists, which are super helpful because again, it's going to group all of our videos about a certain topic all into one. So for example, let's say, here we go. We have a playlist on NAU country's mobile apps. I can go ahead and click this view full playlist, and it's going to show me all of the videos that we currently have posted on using NAU country's mobile app. And I can come down here, find a topic I want, click, and just go ahead and view that. So a lot of videos out here, a lot of ways for you to find what exactly you're looking for. All right, back in the agent portal, we also have this option. You can always click request IT training. So if you're out here, you've explored our resources, you're still not finding exactly the information you're looking for, you can certainly always click here. This is going to take you out to a form where you can just basically tell us what you're looking for, submit it to us, and that's going to come into our team, and we're then able to get you in touch either via one of us on the team or somebody else that you work with to get you the information that you are looking for. And then last but not least, you can see accuracy information. This link, if you go ahead and click this, will allow you to go ahead on out to the accuracy page found on NAU Country's website for more information on that. All right, next door to the training dropdown, you've got a resources dropdown, which again just has lots of additional information, helpful resources for you. The first option is our forms library. And by coming out here, a lot like the help library that has, quick guides and user guides, you also can come out here for a variety of different forms that you may need to use at different times. Now, there are a lot of forms, many pages, in fact, as you can see down here, but you are able to search for a form using a name of the form or keywords. You can also search for forms using different policies and plans, or we also have categories of types of forms out here. Next on down, in the resources drop-down, we give you access to another way to go to the message center if you want to navigate there. Crop calendar. This is a great resource, and I think oftentimes people don't realize it's available here. So I'm just going to go ahead and select it. Basically, it's going to allow you to view important crop calendar dates, and in some cases, related training courses. But nevertheless, I'm going to come here and I am going to make some selections to find some dates. So I'm going to choose crop year 2022. Now it's going to go ahead and show you categories. So it's going to show me, production dates, sales, closing dates, acreage, reporting dates. And if you expand one of these, it's going to go ahead and it's showing me counties right now for Minnesota because that's what my state defaults me to. But of course, I can change the filtering. So let's say I'm going to leave Minnesota, but I would like to filter for a particular crop. Let's say forage seed. And now again, it's going to drop down dates that are specific to this crop and for these particular categories. So great resource. Again, it's just the crop calendar option. Commodity markets, we've already gone out to the commodity markets area, but this is just another way that you can navigate out there. Revenue prices and commodity prices. Both of these options are also available out on our website, but again, we really want the agent portal to have everything you need in it. So if you've logged in here and you've been doing other work and then you think to yourself, oh yeah, I'd like to, check out revenue prices or commodity prices, instead of making you go out to our website and find it. We just want you to be able to stay put in this one-stop shop location. So I can come here, click revenue prices. It's going to go ahead and bring me out to where I can view revenue prices by commodity, state, and year. And, very easily you can navigate this, and maybe you have explored this on our website before, which is great. But I can come here, switch my state, my year, and maybe I want to filter by a particular crop, and I can view additional details just like that. Same thing goes for our commodity pricing. If you want to go out there, again, this is also available on our website, but it's going to go ahead and give you access to grain future prices, revenue prices, market prices, and dairy revenue protection prices. All right. Next on down, we have a couple of worksheet offerings for you. So we've got the SEO, ECO indemnity worksheet and the revenue loss trigger yield worksheet. Both of these options allow you to basically download a worksheet that's interactive that you can then play around with to get more information about either SEO, ECO indemnity information or revenue loss trigger information. So I'll just quickly download the revenue loss trigger yield worksheet. Now, because I'm in Chrome, it does download into the bottom left-hand corner of my browser window. I'm going to click and pull up this worksheet. And it does just take a second to generate, and it's pulling up on my other screen. So give it 1 second. I'm going to pull this over into our view. And you can download this at any time and really just play around with it. The instructions for this particular worksheet are right on here, the information that you can plug in. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and if you want to save this, you can, or you can download it again at any point. We also do have, again, access to E&O insurance, which again, you have access to in the quick links on the homepage. This I do want to show, hail and private product manuals. You may or may not have realized that we've got tons of crop hail and other private product manuals that you can download at any point right here from this hail and private products manuals library. And we just have them categorized in 2 columns, and they are alphabetically then organized in either of those columns. For any that you like, you want to download, you simply click and a PDF version is going to download for you. All right, continuing on, we've got RMA Bulletins and RMA Actuarials. By selecting either one of these, it's going to take you out to RMA's website where you can get information on their various bulletins or their actuarial information. Again, eVantage, this is going to give you access, again, another way to go out to our eVantage, the eVantage website to log in and use their tools and materials. And then last but not least, another way that you can actually access the report center as well. All right, next door to that, we've got our advertising drop-down list, which is short, but it's got lots of great tools in here for you. First of all, you can click and go to our maps and supply ordering system here, which I'm sure some of you have absolutely used in the past. But for those of you that haven't explored it yet, this is what it's going to bring you into. It's going to first show you if you have ordered things in the past. It's going to show you your order history. You can check on your orders here on this screen. Or up here, this is where you can start a new supply order or do a new map order. Now we have a great tips and tricks on navigating this area of the portal, and it's actually going to be one of the resources you get in that recap email. So stay tuned for more info on navigating this particular area of the portal. You also can click out to our NAU country store if you would like to order any sort of paraphernalia out there, NAU country shirts and all kinds of other promotional items. And then last but not least, we have our advertising option. By clicking here, it's going to bring you out to where you can get more information on how you can get customized advertising for your agency, for yourself, and it's going to give you information on print ads, other advertising materials, radio ads, apparel and promotional items as well. Last drop down here is the help drop down. Very important to know how you can get support and also access your account preferences. So by clicking the support option here under help, you're going to be brought into our support screen where you can first view a list of NAU countries office locations and all the location details for those offices. You also can then submit our contact us form that is just running along the side of this screen here. You can go ahead and submit information. any sorts of questions, what have you, you hit send, and that is going to be sent into our internal teams, and then you will be able to get information back. And then account preferences. Real quickly here. This is just going to show you your account preferences, like what name and username you're using currently, but it also very importantly does allow you to change your password. So always like to point that out as well. All right, with the remaining part of class, we are going to finally dig into the My Farmers area, which is just chock full of information about your farmers, their policies, all the details about their policies, gives you easy access to their field insight views, easy view weather, all of that. So here I can come in, and first of all, if you have many farmers, no worries, you can also search very easily for a farmer. And I'm going to, again, just hover over the icon here. That's going to allow me to see how I can easily search for a farmer. You can use your farmer's name, phone number, policy number, or the last 4 digits of your farmer's tax ID. And in my case, I am actually going to select one here just on my first page. It's called Fantastic Farms. And it's going to go ahead and not only is it going to show me my farmer's policies and allow me to click and even go into that, but it's also going to allow me easy access to my farmer's billing information, to my farmer's 1099s, which I'll go ahead and click on. So you can see here I've got my form and my letter here. Ooh, I also like to point out a little navigation tip. Once you get into, in particular, the My Farmers area, because you're basically inside of a section that's inside of a section of the portal, you might get into an area and go, how do I get back 1 page? Or how do I just get back 2 pages? Well, we have these, what I like to call breadcrumbs, but basically it's a stepping stone path back to maybe where you just were. So by clicking back to Fantastic Farms, it just brings me right back into the page I was just at. But it also would allow me to skip back to two screens if I wanted to do that. So I'll be using those breadcrumbs or those stepping stones a lot in this area of the training. Another button that you have access to is preferences. So you actually do have access to your farmer's preferences, which can be very helpful in the event that you want to double check the preferences they have set up, or if they reach out to you and say, hey, can you update XYZ for me? You actually have access to that. Now, they actually also have access to update their information. If they have access to the farmer portal, they can access this information as well. But again, they might reach out to you and say, hey, could you check my primary email address or phone number or address? It needs to be updated. You can do that here for them. You also can go ahead and register them for different alerts and notifications. So, for example, we've got our insured hail notifications, frost notifications, and dairy price notifications. Now, again, your farmers can register for themselves this information as well, again, if they have access to the farmer portal. But they may not have signed up for that yet, or maybe they're not 100% comfortable navigating in there, but they contact you and they say, hey, I really want additional information, or I just want you to register me for hail notifications. Now, inside of this particular area of the agent portal, you can see these little question mark icons. In this case, when I hover, no information pops up for me. So when you ever notice that, go ahead and click on the icon. This is going to bring me out to a tips and tricks about that particular notification. And tips and tricks are going to be available for all the notifications that you see listed here inside of the preferences area. So whether you need more information or you want to get more details to be able to, speak to your farmer about them, you can do that right in here. And last but not least, you see this, you see accounts. And basically here, you are able to go ahead and if your farmer has multiple farming operations, you are able to actually link their multiple farming operations to this one account to give them easy access to all of their farming information in one place, as well as for yourself, when you log in and you're viewing this as well. But it will also actually link them in the farmer view when they log into the farmer portal if they have access. So a lot of great preferences here. Again, I'm just going to click back to my Fantastic Farm screen. And now I want to show how you can view policy information. Now, you will see that this particular farmer of mine has both an MPCI policy, but you also see that there's a hail category below here. Well, in this case, I do just need to click the arrow icon next to hail, and it's going to go ahead and pull down their hail policy for me. Now, it might be that you have farmers that also have livestock and other types of policies with us. Again, typically the MPCI policies will appear on the top of the list and they'll already be expanded. The other categories may not be expanded though by default. So again, you might just have to go ahead and click and expand those. Once you have expanded and you can see all the policies, you can indeed see other information right here on this screen. For example, I can easily see the status that this policy currently is in. You can see here it's complete. Next door to that, you can see this little E icon that is highlighted in green. E basically indicates that this particular policy has fields, and what that actually means is that it has mapped fields. And then next door to that, you can't really see, it's grayed out, but it's a flag icon, and if it were to be in red, that would indicate that the policy has a claim on it. Now, as you go over to the right, you can see the insured's name information, county, crops, and then you have quick links. These quick links will give you easy access to view this particular policy's field insights view, the Easy View weather view, the policy documents, the claims information, as well as to enter a notice of loss for them. Now you also can go one step deeper, which I'm going to do, and click on the policy number itself. And this is going to bring you down to where you can actually see policy crop information. So you can see listed coverages, including crops, counties, plan, coverage level, options, acreage, liability, total premium, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now I can even go down one step deeper, which would allow me to go into their coverages, which I'll do in just one moment. But again, this is also where you can have access to field insights, Easy View weather, their policy documents, and their loss notice and claims details. So if I click on field insights, this is going to bring me right into this particular farmer's field insights view. Now, we don't have time today to do much of an overview of field insights, but we do have tons of resources on field insights, and one of which I will be sending out in the recap email. So if you want more information about viewing and navigating your farmer's field insights view, which of course is going to give you all kinds of information about their fields and the conditions of their fields, you can go ahead and read up on that when I send that to you. All right, if I go back a screen, same thing goes with clicking on Easy View weather. This will go ahead and allow you to see your farmer's Easy View weather and allow you to see if bad weather has been in the vicinity of your farmer's fields, in particular if hail has been in the areas of your farmer's fields. Now, again, I'm going to be sending out a resource in our recap email so that you can learn more about Easy View weather. But here, for example, I can see that on this particular date, there was some hail. If I click on that weather card, it's going to show up the actual weather map on my fields of this farmer, for this farmer, I should say. So a lot of great information here. Again, we'll be sending more info on this out to you in our recap email. All right, I do see the time. I just have two more things to share with you. Policy documents. This is just going to go ahead and show you previously generated policy documents for your particular farmer. So you can see policy provision, loss guidelines, and tons of other documents here. You have access to them, as well as if your farmer has access to the farmer portal, they would be able to download them for themselves there as well. Loss notice and claims. This is where you can go to not only see loss information, or I should say claims information. Now this particular farmer doesn't have any claims out, but this is also where you can easily click and create a notice of loss for a particular policy. By clicking this button, it's just going to take you into our NOL form where you can go ahead and fill out all the details of the loss and get that claim going for your farmer. And then certainly not last but not least, if you click down to the coverage level for any of the listed coverages for the policy, you get tons more information. So this is where you can actually see acreage and APH information, including acreage information, share percent, guarantee acres, plant date, all kinds of information. And then below each one of these, you have different tools that you can access. So by clicking here next to the units option, you can go ahead and you can actually see, view the 10-year APH database and yield data. There's also this location and acreage option that shows you that particular bit of information. And then next door to that, you see prices and indemnity. This is going to go ahead and allow you to basically have a view to calculate estimated losses on individual units, kind of a helpful estimation tool, if you will. So yes, tons of information that you can gather by going down to this level, which is the unit level. Whew, okay, I just talked a lot for a very long time, very quickly. I just want to go ahead and check in and see if there are any questions that have come in. I don't believe that any have. But as always, if you do have questions later, please feel free to reach out to us on the IT marketing team or reach out to your marketing representative with further questions. If you have no questions, though, I will hang out for another minute in case you do want to type one in. Otherwise, have a great day, and we hope to see you next week in the next connection call. Bye for now.